Welcome to a quick demo video on how to track supply and implant usage with PICIS OR Manager. This video will have 4 sections. In the first section, we will look at tracking supplies. These are your single-use sterile items. We will then look at how we track the majority of implants. We will have a section dedicated for implants that are part of a tray pack kit, also known as TPK. The last section will be for loaner items. Loaner items can be either supplies or implants that are not normally stocked in the hospital but are brought in for a surgery. From the menu items at the top of your case record, there is one icon which looks like a shaver. Click on this icon to access the list of items from the surgery preference card. This section in the PICIS case record is called exception noting. The list of items displayed can contain supplies, implants, and TPKs. You are able to sort by any column by clicking on the header. For example, if I want to look at the items by description in alphabetical order, I just click here and it is now sorted. There are 2 columns with blue fields that need to be edited to reflect usage. Actual quantity, which is the total number of items consumed in a case, and wasted quantity, which is the number of items that were opened or prepared but not used. By subtracting the wasted quantity from the actual quantity, we will know the quantity that was actually used for the surgery. For example, let's pick this sponge. There are 2 of these items that should come with the case cart based on the preference card quantity column. Let's say we open 2 sponges but only use 1. We would put 2 in the actual quantity because 2 were consumed during the case, and we would put 1 in wasted quantity because it wasn't actually used on the patient. If a supply is not on the preference card for the surgery, it will not be listed. If such an item is needed for a case, then it can be added. The quickest way to do this is by using the scanner. First, you click on the Enable Scan Mode button. Then you will scan the barcode of your supply item as such. The product number will appear in the green scan field. If there are multiple items with the same product number, they will appear in a listed table. In this case, the supply item is a smoke evacuator attachment. So we'll click on this one and click OK. Indicate the quantity used and any wasted quantity. Click OK. The supply item will now appear on the list for the case. Barcodes may be found on different parts of a product packaging. A barcode may be hidden behind a flap. A 2D barcode can also be found on certain products. These are square shaped. The product number will typically appear below the barcode. Look for letters like REF, which stands for reference number. Reference number is a common term used to identify the product number. When you are done using the scanner, click on Disable Scan Mode. If for some reason you are unable to scan an item, you can search for it by product number or description. Right-click on the list with your mouse and select Add Stock Item. Click on the blue stock item field. You will then be able to enter an exclamation mark followed by the product number with no spaces or hyphens. In this case, we will be looking for a suture, and the reference number is SL693. Hit enter. and you will be provided either the product or different product options. Select the correct one. If you are searching by description, you would enter an asterisk followed by a keyword. So in this case, we're looking for a polysorb suture. So I'll use the keyword polysorb and hit enter. So I'm provided a list here of options. I will select the correct one. So once you have found the correct product, once again you will indicate the actual quantity used and if there's any quantity wasted. Once you are done, click OK. For implant tracking, we take things another step. Rather than just tracking the product used and quantities, we track the specific serial number of the product used. If a serial number is not available, we track the lot number for the product. By tracking this information in PICIS, we eliminate the manual process of placing implant stickers in logbooks or filling out implant forms. Let's start with an example with a lot number. If the item is on the preference card list, you will be able to easily identify it as it will have the check mark in the implant column. Right-click on the item and select Modify Stock Item. Then click on the Implant button. Here you will see a list of lot numbers. NA is placed in the serial number column. In this particular case, we are looking at a stapler, and the lot number is on the packaging. So you will find the appropriate lot number to correspond with the packaging. So in this particular case, NAL126KX. Click OK. However, if the item is not available because it has already been used, then click the one right below it. So in this case, as you can see, the item is already being used, it's already been selected. So I'll just click the next available item under the lot number. Then I will indicate the actual quantity used and if there's anything wasted. Once you are done, click OK. Let's do an example with a serial number. If the implant is not on the preference card list, you can scan it or enter it manually. We're going to scan this item. Click on the Implant button. You will be provided a list with the serial numbers. The serial number can be found on the packaging. Typically the letters SN will be found beside it. Select the correct one from the list and click OK. If a TBK is not on the preference card list, you can right-click and select Add Tray Pack Kit. You can search for the tray pack kit using the drop-down list. You can enter keywords or the first few letters of the kit in order to find it more easily. So in this case, we're looking for a DHS set. So I'm going to type in DHS and I'm going to select the appropriate one. I'm going to indicate 1 for amount used and then I'm going to click OK. It'll now appear in my list for the exception noting, and I will simply double click it. This will provide me a list of the contents of this tray set. It'll have all the screws and plates. This is very similar to the forms that would be completed manually for TPKs, and this will replace these manual forms. So you'd go down the list and indicate what's being used and such. You can sort by manufacturer category number. So these numbers are found on the actual plates and screws. So you can just click on this header and it now sorts it. So you'd indicate 1 for actual used, 2, 3, so on and so forth. Depending on what's being used, you'd go down the list and indicate this. If there's any items wasted, these can be marked here as well. Once you're done, simply click OK. Loaner items are not recorded in the exception noting section. You will need to return to the process section. Make sure you click the Save button before leaving the exception noting. Go to page 14 of the process section. Enter the details of the implants in each column except for the price column. The price will be entered at a later time by the supply chain coordinator. For the column that indicates lot and serial number, you will enter either or, either the lot number or the serial number. This concludes the training video on PICIS case costing, supply, and implant tracking. For more details, please review the training manual.